Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Michelle.
And we're the Tomfoolery Fun Club.
Welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Tomfoolery.
It's the celebrity series.
Yes, and we're outside today on this beautiful day.
It's a gorgeous day in the Chicagoland area. It's been a long time coming.
Yes, we're almost out of this COVID and the weather is breaking. I'm excited.
Thank goodness. Most of the snow has melted and we're able to get out here and get a little sunshine. I was just getting cabin fever and
yes.
I looked in the mirror the other day and my face was all pasty and pale. I looked bad. In fact, I almost resorted to some of that
self-tan cream.
That cream, yeah,
yes.
that what's it called? That orange dye 45. But I understand it makes you behave a little erratically, so yes. I opted out.
Good.
I decided against
it. Opt out of self-tanning cream.
But we're very happy with what we've been doing with the celebrity series. We've been having a lot of fun.
We've had Marcy Deloney come on and learn more about her and her fight with COVID and recovery.
Definitely. And Brian Hicks joined us recently, and he talked about his ascent, really, in comedy, going from doorman at a comedy club to sharing the stage at the Chicago Theater with Michael Carbonaro. Very exciting.
Yes. Also, Soli Santos. We learned so much more about Soli Santos. She's a writer, an actor. Amazing story there as well.
And Adam Minnick, school teacher turned comedian. Very funny guy. So if you haven't had the chance to see those, all of those interviews are on our YouTube channel, and they're also on our Facebook page.
Yeah, so make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Tomfoolery Fun Club.
Absolutely, and today we'll be joined by a very funny man, a gentleman by the name of Mickey Housley, who's performed with Tomfoolery now for several years. He's traveled the country, and he's another rising star in the comedy ranks.
Yes, so it's so interesting to see these comedians, learn more about them. You see them on stage and they're so funny and they're put together. They have it all laid out and they do a lot to practice and hone their craft. But then it's interesting to see another side of them. Some of them have a little bit more of a stoic, more serious side. It's very interesting.
There's so much more to these comedians, honestly.
Yes.
And again, we've worked with these comedians now for years, but we're learning so much, many things that we really didn't know.
Yes, it's so much fun.
So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Tom, he tricked me into doing this show, though. Yeah, he did. We've had the conversation before. He was like, Mickey, I promise you, if you come to Lockport, it's going to be a bunch of black people this time. You'll be comfortable. Not quite. I feel very uncomfortable right now.
And that was Mickey Housley at one of his recent performances with Tomfoolery at the Roxy Theater in Lockport, Illinois. And we're joined by Mickey tonight via Zoom. Mickey, thanks for joining.
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys for having me on and reaching out to me. I really appreciate y'all.
Now, the last time we talked with you, well, first of all, you're in Texas, you're in Houston, and I know you guys had some problems down there with weather. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good now. People are still feeling the effects and stuff, but it was a crazy week. The lights, of course, the news makes it look even worse than what it is, but it was a very interesting and challenging week. People were inboxing me like, "Dude, I hope you survived," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're doing good." But yeah, our lights were turned off several times. And the water situation was tricky. We had to boil the water and stuff like that. It felt like we was in the 1900s, early 1900s for a little bit, or whatever years that were when they had to boil their own water and all that stuff. But things are good now. But like I said, some people are still feeling the effects. My mom just got her water back right, like maybe 2 days ago.
We are glad that you are well and you're able to join us today. We're excited about that.
Absolutely. Now, Mickey, you've been performing with Tomfoolery now for a good number of years. Actually, I look back in 2016 was the first time you worked with us. And Michele and I, we like to think that our shows have gotten a lot better since we started doing these, but a lot of our talent is the same. So I guess that means that a lot of our talent has grown and improved over the years.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you do to grow your comedy? How do you do what you do, and how do you get better at it?
For me, just being able to, obviously, like, my roots start in Texas, but then, being in the Midwest for 5 years with you guys, Chicago and Indiana, it gave me different and new experiences. So that was, I think that helped as well. I think, just as people often say, comedy is one of those arts where you get better with age and not the opposite. So I just think just a matter of, just living and just being mindful, just putting in, enough practice. I'm not gonna front like in the early days when I was just starting out. The practice time was more serious because you're not good, so you want to get good. But once you get good, you're able to you're able to see experiences easier, and it's easier to write jokes. Once you have that, once you develop that muscle.
Now, talk about those early days in comedy. How did you get started? How did you figure out that you wanted to be a stand-up comedian?
I think most comedians have every comedian has a different story, but I think it's rooted in similar roots, and that's that you were funny in school and people told you that, and you felt like, okay, why not? So that was mostly it. But how I really got started, I used to karaoke a lot with my dad, and it gave me like an audience, and it gave me confidence and stage presence. So when I started comedy, I already had like a good amount of stage presence than typical comedian, because I had been on stage doing karaoke and then growing up in church doing plays and stuff like that. So I felt like I had a good stage presence. But that was, definitely the early days, just hitting open mics and believing that, because I can't sing at all. So my thing in karaoke was just doing things to make people laugh, like jumping on tables, crawling on the floor, just all types of crazy antics, taking people's fries, whatever it was, it made people laugh and stuff. And I'm like, karaoke can only take you so far. So let's transition to comedy, and then, never looked back.
Yeah, man, I love her, man. We got a turtle, and yeah, a lot of people ask us, they're like, why do you got a turtle? I'm like, why not? Like, I'm afraid of everything else, right? I'm afraid of dogs, cats, roaches. I'm afraid of, so I'm like, why not have a turtle? And they're like, okay, you got a turtle. Well, what's it like having a turtle? And for me, having a turtle is like having a stepkid. Because I take care of the turtle. Do I love the turtle? Hell no. I tell the turtle all the time, like, me and your mom break up, you out of here, you know that, right? Stop eating my cereal.
Yes. So who would you say are some, past or present comedians that influence you or have influenced you over time?
I could definitely. So when people ask like the favorite comedian for me, it's hard for me to answer because it always changed. But presently, I can definitely say Dave Chappelle. I think he's the greatest right now, and I don't know if I could say influence me stylistically, maybe a little bit, but definitely influencing as far as to continue to work and push the craft, and because you watch Chappelle and the way he can, the way his mind works, it only influences you to want to like go back and go harder on your own craft. So I would say him for sure, but just some other people to throw out there. At least growing up, Martin Lawrence was one. Jamie Foxx. Going now, I like Deion Cole and Bill Burr, guys like that. But yes, so many good guys out there. And even like I always like to throw out guys that I know personally that wouldn't get your typical you wouldn't hear, but guys that you know well, like Vince Acevedo. And there's a guy named Brian Wildcat Smith that's in Chicago. So I even like the guys that I see locally. They're inspirations as well.
My biggest fear is going to jail this size, right? Like, because I know I wouldn't make it, right? Can you imagine a dude my size going to jail? Like, sir, right here in a blue shirt, what's your name? Tim? Tim, you look crazy enough. If you went to jail, I couldn't come visit you, man. Because can you imagine a dude my size walking to prison cells, all confident? I'm forgetting how skinny I am. Inmate could just pull me right through the bars. Like, come here, little dude. Yeah, I thought you were safe out there, huh? No. Hush, little man, don't say a word. Can't go to jail.
Now, like I said, you've been with us many times, and Michele and I, we seem to pay as much attention to what the audience is doing as the comedian. Right. And whenever you're with us, we just sense that the audience is enjoying your comedy so much. It seems like you're able to transcend really all audiences. What impact does the audience have on you when you're on the stage? Can you sense when they're really enjoying it, and how does that propel you maybe to either continue on or maybe even alter your act a little bit?
You know, the crowd is definitely it definitely plays a part, because, you know, a lot of people say, you know, you should give your performance the way you would, you know, no matter if it's 2 or 2,000. But I can't say that that's like, you know, I can't speak for everybody else, but I can't say that's like true. Of course, like, depending on the dynamic of the audience, you're gonna alter, you know, how you do it, you know, a little bit. And that's with anybody. That's in conversations. You know, you talk to some group of people different the way you talk to other group of people. The way you talk at a job is different the way you talk at a football game. So I think the audience definitely kind of has some sort of an impact on how, you know, you perform and do your jokes. And sometimes like you got to be able to read it. Sometimes you're on stage and you're like a quarterback, you know, you got to be able to read how the audience is doing it.
So Mickey, now that we just talked about how the crowd impacts your act or how you might shift or change things up, tell us a little bit about how online comedy has been for you. Tell us a little bit about, we see you all over the place. You're still staying in the game, still doing comedy. Tell us about that online crowd.
The key part is like keeping your confidence, you know, and that's even in live shows. If you're doing a show and you're not getting the type of response you're used to getting, you can't like show it in your face, because then, you know, you only lose if you allow yourself to lose. And that's not like entirely true, but if you acknowledge to them like, yeah, this I'm done, or if you show the defeat on your face, then it's a wrap. A comedian told me that when I first started, a comedian here in Houston by the name of Dave Lawson, he told me that very early in the game. He said, yo, it took me 4 or 5 years to learn, like, if a joke doesn't land, don't show it in your face, you know? And so with the Zoom, with the online shows, you know, you're not getting that, you're not hearing laughter. We're used to hearing laughter. Laughter is our feedback. And when you do the online shows, you're not hearing what you've been trained to interpret as, you know, as your feedback for 10 years or however long you've been doing comedy. So the main thing is just like keeping your confidence. And I've had some really good ones too, where, you know, the people are, you know, they're LOLing in the chat, or they're throwing their laughing emojis and stuff like that. Sometimes, you know, some of the shows allow you to have the audience mic not to be muted. So sometimes you actually hear the laughter or whatnot. Other times they don't allow that. So you gotta, you know, you kind of gotta delay the jokes a little bit. I've seen people like deliver the joke and just wait so people can catch it, because they know we know our stuff is funny, but you're just not getting that feedback.
So I've been in Chicago 4 years, and it's cool, but the streets are too long for me. Like your streets from the south side to the north side, they barely change names at all. You know, I saw Cicero in Cleveland. I was like, damn. It's like, is this the Chicago Cicero? Like, yep, that's Chicago Cicero. I took it all the way back to Chicago too, no tolls or nothing. I'm like, this is good. Also, Cicero on 829th Street is where I was.
Yes. So when everything opens up, and if you could have a perfect day in the life of Mickey Housley, what would that look like for you post-pandemic?
It'd be a tomfoolery show. That'd be perfect. That'd be the day I can come up there. Y'all shows have I've always had a fun time. And
now, Mickey, a lot of aspiring comedians out there, they want to get into the business. You, as someone who's maybe gone through some of the schools of hard knocks when it comes to this this comedy business, what advice would you give somebody who's looking to get into it, or maybe is just starting out in comedy?
My advice is always the same, and it can be seen as very, very, very cliche, but it's just getting on stage as much as you can. I know that's hard to do now, but whatever you can do I think it's really with anything across the board. Like I kind of just recently taught myself how to juggle, and and it really it really only took like 2 hours, and I kind of got the hang of it now. And so you go 33 years of your life not knowing how to do something, and then in 2 hours you can pick up something. And not everything is like that, but I think it's a lot of things. So it's just I say that to say that just really getting those repetitions like as much as you can. And when I started in Houston, I can confidently say in 2010, 2011, like nobody in Houston was on stage more than I was. And it resulted because Houston's not like Chicago and New York where you have a bunch of places where you can go up all the time, And so what I was doing was I was going to poetry spots, which is how I met my wife. I was going to karaoke spots doing stand-up. So I'm getting up while the average comedian is getting up 4 or 5 times a week. I'm getting up more like 11 and 12, and it paid off when I got like second place in the Houston's Funniest competition, and I got beat out by a guy that was a 10-year vet, and I was like 2 years in at the time. So I kind of like hang my hat on that. But to anybody coming up, you're really just getting those repetitions, hitting the stage as much as you can, and then once you get good, like keep doing it. A lot of guys kind of get complacent with that, but the truly great ones, like Hannibal Buress is a prime example. He'll get done with a show, and then he's hitting the cities and trying to find open mics because he still has newer bits that he would like to work on. So be self-aware, learn from the older comedians, learn from their successes, learn from their mistakes, and just really work. Find your voice, which can take years to do, but find your voice and just keep pushing.
Right. So basically follow your inner gut, follow yourself, know yourself, be self-aware, and then don't listen to naysayers, right?
There are some people so upset with Trump, they don't even call him by his name. Like there's some people calling him 45 because he was the 45th president selected. And when you really think about it, that's the meanest thing you could call him, right? There's a bunch of things you can call Trump, but to call him number 45, that's really mean when you think about it. Like, sir, right here, what's your name? Brad? Cool. Good name. What if she called you by the number you were selected? That'd be crazy. Like, you ain't gonna do nothing today, you ain't gonna take out the trash, you're just gonna sit there, you know what? Forget you, 113. Forget you. I don't know why I did. She's gonna see me at their show, Not Cool 51. I didn't like that joke.
Mickey, we enjoy watching you on social media, your Instagram reels and things like that. Share with the audience that's watching us today, how can they follow you and get to see all of the fabulous world of Mickey Housley?
First and foremost, on Cash App and Venmo, I'm at Mickey Housley. I don't have an OnlyFans, so don't follow me there. But no, everything's Mickey Housley on Instagram, Facebook. I don't really use Snapchat like that, but the same name's there. I do have a TikTok. My TikTok is the only social media platform with a different name. It's Mickey Ticky. And but yeah, mainly Instagram at Mickey Housley. MickeyHousleyLive.com is out there in the atmosphere as well, so you can keep up with me there. And
well, Mickey, we've enjoyed having you with us, and hopefully you will be back with Tomfoolery very soon. We look forward to that time for sure.
Yes.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Michele.
And I'm Mickey.
And we're the Tomfoolery Fun Club. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
I grew up in a predominantly black parented household. Most of my parents are black, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, my dad, he had different women. My dad, kind of messed around a lot. And the thing is, when your dad has side chicks, you grow up with side mothers. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, right? Yeah, I had a side mom. Her name was Patricia. Everybody called her Trish for short. But I was respectful. I called her Mistress, right? And Trish was crazy, right? And because of my dad's involvement with her, sometimes my mom would take her frustrations out on me and my brothers, right? And my mom would always hit us with this famous black mom threat, right? If you haven't heard it, it goes a little something like this. Hey, y'all better sit down and be still or I'm gonna beat the black off you. Now, as dark as I am, that's a horrifying threat, okay? My brother was a lot lighter than I am. He used to laugh like, ha ha, sucks to be you, bro. Because for him, it was just one hit, and then he was in the living room eating popcorn, watching me the all-night marathon, right? And my mama literally beat the black off me, and I'm not just talking about the skin color, I'm talking about everything, like the accent and the culture too. I'm trying to be cool, like, hey, mama, it's me, it's your boy, chill, mama, just chill. She was like, shut up, pow! And I was like, mother, why hast thou strucketh me? Beat the amount of speech out of me, man. She hit me again, pow, my hair unnapped. She hit me again, pow, my credit score shot up. Got a nice condo right now, right? She hit me one more time, pow! I didn't have no more rhythm. I was like, damn it, mama. Ah.